All right, I'll record it just so that we have it. And for the sake of starting on time, we'll go ahead and get started. How's everybody doing? Good? You don't have to
Yep,
chime in.
good.
I'll assume everyone's
All
doing good unless otherwise advised. All right, so tonight I was going to talk about sort of lead generating, and we'll mastermind about it from the standpoint of being a resource for real estate and being sort of the local economist of choice and providing statistical updates, knowing the market, providing a market update to your sphere of influence, social media, and we'll leverage some other platforms as well to kind of get the message out there. So just real quick, I'm going to screen share, and hopefully you guys have the tools that I'm going to talk about. Does everybody have access to smart charts? I know, initially you don't. When you log on and part of your membership, you do get, the Board of Realtors, you do get access to a smart charts account. So if you don't have one, you can create one. So it's at getsmartcharts.com. And I got to bring this up real quick. Sorry. On my other app. I'm going to talk about it real quick while we do it. So through Smart Charts, you can get statistical data. You can drill down on counties. You can even drill down on neighborhood specifics with the version that we get from the boards. Sometimes the neighborhood statistical data is not as good as the zip code, just because it doesn't have enough metrics to pull from. And if there's an outlier, whether it's a property that's sold above what it should have, or a distressed home that's sold for way less than what the neighbors' homes are selling for, it really skews the data from a neighborhood standpoint. But we'll go ahead and look at that and talk about it and show you exactly what you can do with it. Let's go double check here, make sure no one else is logging on before I screen share. All right, perfect. Oh, there's one more person coming in. Oops. Hey, Dianca. All right, we're going to get ready and get into that. So we're going to talk about smart charts. There's a company called Altos, right? Has some statistical data, but really leveraging that information and then sharing it to your sphere of influence too. So. Let me see here. Bear with me 1 second, sorry. All right. So through smart charts, you can enter in different areas. If we were going to do Anne Arundel County, you do it for Baltimore County, Baltimore City. You can plug that information in. Look at days on market. So we can definitely, we're going to start with really what the story is, and I'll share with you guys my market update and what I did, is inventory. So it's just low inventory, right? We would go back just 1 year. If we were looking at 1 year, we started off at leveraging low inventory rates, really hemorrhaging on the market as far as inventory was concerned. And now we've been on a steady decline. It always goes down in the winter, but with everything else as well. Now we're officially under a half a month for Anne Arundel County. Maryland suburbs, we're just slightly over 0.6 months. But even in Baltimore, we're same thing, right around right less than just 0.7 months as well. So really, really low inventory, which we're talking about supply and demand. So it's a hyper seller's market. Been this way so long that we're seeing buyer fatigue. So we're seeing some buyers check out of the market. So it's something that we have to be cognizant of, aware, empathetic to the buyers that we're working with. But this is something you would want to, if you're trying to leverage the statistics for listings, then you would definitely share this. You would come in, pick a zip code. We'll just pick one where the office is. If we were talking about Arnold or trying to get listings for Arnold, and we're talking about where the, so that's at 0.34 of a month, which is ridiculous. Just looking back 6 years, you can see how the inventory, what's happened to inventory levels. We started up over 4 months, and now where we're at with inventory now. But what you could do is you could take and share this on your social media platform, and Smart Charts allows you to do that directly. So you can share that interactive graph via Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, and you can just put those out there. And along with that, a message about, hey, we're at historically low inventory levels right now. If you're thinking about selling your home in the Arnold area, give me a call. We have some specials on some listing specials, and take advantage of the market while you can. And then also within that, you can share your website squeeze page from Arnold and share with them a link giving them access to all the homes that are currently active on the market in Arnold if they wanted to look at those. And in doing that, by baiting the hook with this information for inventory levels for Arnold, giving them a chart, so it's not just you saying it, you're backing it with statistical data, and then you give them the link to your KV Core website and that squeeze page for properties in Arnold, Maryland. And then when someone clicks through to see and look at those other properties, it captures all of their contact information and then puts them in your CRM. So now you have another person in your CRM, and you can kind of follow up with them and say, whoever it might have been, hey, Bill, I saw that you were online looking at some of those properties in Arnold, Maryland. You may have checked out my graph on Facebook. Just wanted to check in with you and see if there's anything I could do. Let me know if you want me to do a market analysis of your home or current market evaluation for your home's value. I'd be more than happy to do that. So just kind of knowing the talking points around using these tools and the data. So what I did was I went through and I did a little screencast. I did a video. I have a little program called Screencastify where you can make your own videos. You can do it through Facebook as well. You can do it live through Facebook. But what happens when I do it through Screencastify and I'm sharing my laptop's information, it allows me then to take that link and put it on YouTube or whatever it might be. So I can kind of go and I put a market update. Won't bore you with that, but I just did a quick market update, about a 10-minute market update in Screencastify, and I went through Smart Charts and some of Bright's statistics. And I put that on the YouTube page. You can create a link from that on YouTube. And now I can share that, and I've shared that across the platforms as well, because YouTube will do the same thing that Smart Charts does. You can take the link and hit share, and you can share it across Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever you might want to do. And what that looks like and how that shows up is like this. So then on the Facebook page, it just creates a link, JPAR Maryland Living, January 2020 market up in year in review. If you have a Facebook page, you can share that to other pages. You can actually do a paid promotional post if you're sharing it to your personal Facebook, and you can get greater engagement that way. That's fine. But then you can share it across Twitter. I shared it to the Twitter page, and then I shared it to my LinkedIn page as well. So just doing one post like that, and then you're kind of leveraging technology, and you can share it across the different platforms. So makes it easy. But does everybody have access, or who doesn't have access to Smart Charts? Does anybody not have Smart Charts?
I believe I do. I have to double check.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a great tool because you get those talking points from it real quick. You go in and, again, I'll just kind of like pop on it real quick. It updates itself the 15th of every month, but you can go in and you can get supply and demand. So, whatever area you're working in, how many months of supplies out there. Other ones that you're just going to want to have in your back pocket is price per square foot. So right now in Arnold, Maryland, homes are selling on average for $250 per square foot. You can tell your customers and your client base, we're at 12 days on market, medium days on market. Pricing ratios, if you're talking to someone about listing their home, sellers are getting 100% of what they list their homes for right now, sold price to original list price, which means if that's the median, then we know a lot of properties are going for above what they're listed for. So you can have all these talking points sort of in your back pocket, but it allows you to download a PDF, share them to social media, whatever you might want to do. So it gives you those options. And you can put that within, again, a social media post. You can take this, create a video, share it to your clients via email. Also leverage your KV Core website where you're creating those squeeze pages or landing pages for investors. Share them that way as well. And then Bright, don't forget about Bright, because Bright has, if you go into the homepage of Bright, my computer's running a little slow. Oh, thanks, Trisha. The broker code is MDLIV1. MDLIV1. So home demand falls as year-end activity cools. Bright will always have a market update available for you right at the, just want to make sure no one's trying to get in. On the right-hand side of the Bright homepage. So when you click on that, it'll take you to, a bunch of talking points and graphs and updates for our region as well. Technically, from Anne Arundel County into Baltimore, we're in the monthly market update. The Baltimore metro area. So you just click on that hyperlink there, and it will pull up a 5-page report on market update for the Baltimore metro area. And again, you can go back and do that in smart charts as well. You can put Baltimore City in there if you're working Baltimore City. Baltimore County, Baltimore City. Supply and demand in Baltimore City. A little bit higher, 1.5 months. Things have cooled off in the city a little bit. They typically tend to run a little bit higher, as does like the Eastern Shore and some of the outlying counties as well. So, but again, going back to Bright, they have a ton of information there that they share. We have a partnership at JPAR with a company called Altos Research. And if you go into our, I'll put a post on our Facebook page to that and Facebook group. But if you're on JPAR Nation, there's a link of the latest Altos market report. So they do statistical market analysis for bigger geographic areas across the country. So they're a great resource as well. So you have Bright, Smart Charts, Altos, RIS Media, Inman News, and then Keeping Current Matters. If you search any of those, Google search Keeping Current Matters or belong to their Facebook group, they have lots of statistical data that they're always sharing and customizable formats for agents as well. So that's really the big thing. And then, when you're going in and sharing it, it makes it very easy to see what your update was. Like I just did one click post and it shared it to Twitter, market update for 2020. It took that YouTube video and shared it that I created using smart charts and the smart chart data. So smart charts, we talked a little bit before about RPR reports, NARPR. So make sure that you have a smart charts account, but NARPR, You Google that, it brings up Realtor Property Resource. It's another awesome tool that we have in our toolkit. They do statistical data and market analysis as well. There's so much stuff that you can glean from the RPR reports. So you can do overlays of areas, zip codes, market reports. They have some built-in marketing metrics. But when you sign up for that, you're going to need your NERDS number from NAR to create an account for that, and your Bright MLS number. But once you do that, then you can customize anything you want. You can run customized reports, customized market analysis, whatever you want to do. So lots of information. Those are the two big tools I wanted to share. Certainly smart charts once a month. The key is, if you're going to have a tool to use it correctly. You get better as you use it. But you want to put calendar block 1 hour every month, preferably after the 15th of the month. So let's say the 16th of the month, every month, 1 hour, do a market update. Not only are you educating yourself on the current market statistical data that's going on within the market so that you can operate intelligently within a conversation and a dialogue, but then take that and then share that via email to anybody that you might be working with, people that you might be considering to work with. Create a monthly market update newsletter that you can share with your entire database. Soft sell, just be like, hey, here's our monthly market update newsletter. Always good to, if you're going to do that, incorporate some, like, a couple feel-good things about something that's going on in the community, maybe a community outreach project or something that you're working on, or just some local events along with your market update so it doesn't come across too hard, harsh, or salesy. So you can have a monthly market update that you're creating with this. And then you're going to leverage it and post it to your socials. If you have a LinkedIn account, put it on your LinkedIn account. Facebook account, put it on your Facebook account. If you're still doing Twitter, throw it out there. It's easily shared between all those platforms, but it's going to allow you to come across as that agent of choice, the local economist of choice, someone that is actively engaged in their market, understanding what's going on with what's happening around our areas with real estate. So any questions about those two platforms? We've got smart charts, RPR, and really don't forget about taking advantage of Bright, because that's the one that a lot of times people don't realize how much data is in the Bright MLS homepage as well.
I have a question, or I guess
an
example. I was just speaking to someone that has a landlord that's going to be listing their house, and she thinks it's overpriced for what she wants to pay. And so I tried to pull it up on RPR, and it didn't pull up the right house, which is weird. But anyways, it was still like a good contact overall. Would Get Smart be another good program that you would use for something like that, where she thinks?
Yeah, so every once in a while, the house may not, you don't know the address offhand, do you? If you don't, no big deal.
I do. 1 second, I'm driving. Let me pull it up.
So you definitely could use smart charts to figure out what the property.
660 Laurel Place in Savannah Park.
660 Laurel. Yeah, I'll take a look at it, but you can use smart charts to figure out, you can go into the tax records and pull up the tax records on 660 Laurel Avenue, find out what the square footage is, and then go into smart charts, see is it a single family home, Tricia? If it's a single family home, find out what detached homes are selling for in Savannah Park in that zip code per square foot, apply that number to what the square footage is of the house. Tell her, hey, per square foot, you can never really drill down exact on value until you see the property in person, get a sense of how it shows and the fit and finish of a property. But you can tell her, properties are selling in Savannah Park for $250 a square foot. If we apply that math to the house where you're living, it would be, $515,000, something to that effect. if for some reason, you know, it's not pulling up directly in RTR reports. And then you'd want to go into the Bright MLS, pull up that property, and then find like-minded properties within a half a mile of that property that have sold, and just look at what they're selling for or what they've sold for, and you can kind of get a little bit better idea of what they have sold for. So.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful.
So I don't know if you can see it. The one on my screen, that's not her house. There's 60 Laurel Place.
Yeah, correct. That's the incorrect house. When I pulled it up, she was like, "That's not it, though." And so then she like Google searched it and showed me what it actually looks like.
Okay.
So
Yeah, sometimes Google Street, because yeah, that's pulled from Google Street Maps. So then we'd have to kind of look and see, you know, what's going on with that. You know, it's probably going to be, if there are all these box on box type colonials. Main thing would be to find out, let's see, the tax records are going to pull this should be the accurate square footage, even though that's not the right picture.
But it was 2,200 square feet, 3-bedroom,
Oh, really?
2-bath, waterfront.
Okay. Waterfront, 2,200 square foot waterfront. All right, so then, yeah, I would defer to the tax records, pull up exactly what the square footage is. And it's always good too, if you're going to do that, and if you're going to do statistical or like a market analysis for someone, go into Bright to see the last time that house is sold, see what the history of it and what it sold for, and see if there's any lingering pictures within the MLS of what that house sold for in the past. So pull up the entire history for that address.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. But again, it's really kind of using those resources and then sharing, because, so like I said, the main thing is, you know, ideas are great, but implementation's everything. So you put that on your calendar for that 1 hour on the 16th every month. You come in and do the statistical research, but then you got to share it in the form of either an email, a newsletter that you're putting together with your database, and then put it out there on social media and put it out there consistently, because the secret sauce is consistency. If you're doing these things on a consistent basis, then people are going to recognize, you know, that you're showing up as a real estate agent within that space, and that's important. Let me see. Anything? What do we have? Okay, perfect. All right, Shannon, I got your message on that. You were working on that. Yeah. Any other? Just wanted to make that kind of short and sweet lead gen idea for today and mastermind. But if you think about it, put it on your calendar for this month. It's great coming out of the gates in January. Do a kind of year-end review. And if you Google, the Google's an amazing resource. Google real estate market update for wherever you're working, Baltimore County, Anne Arundel County, 2022. See what resources pop up there. Utilize lots of them. Aniban Basu with the SAGE group is kind of an economist for the state of Maryland. Does a lot of statistical analysis on not only real estate, but all sectors of the economy across the board. So you'll probably see him on a Google search for that kind of thing. But really take that information and then implement it. And what I do, so I don't forget, again, I'll probably sound like a broken record when it comes to having the calendar be your assistant. Oh, but let me screen share one last time. And you can kind of see, so this was supposed to be done yesterday. I had to move it. If you don't get to it, you just have to replace it. But this is monthly on the third Monday. I have a market update or industry update. And this one happened to be for January, so it comes up as 2001 year in review. It's just for the month of January. Other than that, it just says industry update. But within that calendar appointment, I put links into Maryland Realtor housing stats, the Get Smart charts. I got a note to myself to go to Inman News. And then there's just different resources and links that you can plug in there so that it's there for you every time that you need it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Put those on your put that on your a reoccurring appointment on your calendar every month, 16th, 17th, 18th. And then within that calendar appointment, just start cabineting together these useful links that you're going to use every time. So it's there in one spot. It's quick and easy. I did the market update and created the YouTube post today, probably in about a total of 25 minutes. Everything. I looked at the data, did the video, and then posted it. So it doesn't take very long, especially once you get in the habit and you're used to all those things being in place. You just click through on the links, and then you're good to go. And you've killed two birds with one stone. You've updated yourself, educated yourself on what's going on currently in the market. So now you can have intelligent conversations with anybody, anywhere. And you've also put it out there to the world that you're an industry expert, so to speak, when it comes to current statistical housing data or data relevant to the real estate market. So, hope that works for you guys. If you guys have any questions about links to that, just hit me up via email or give me a call, and I'll be more than happy to go over it with you in person and share those links that I use with you. Any other questions before we break?
No.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks, Rich. And good stuff. I see, Rich, I see your social medias are on point. Good job on that. And then
Thanks.
Shannon, I know I'm seeing you on Saturday. I think you guys have like a foundations meeting at 10. If you want to do that here at the office first before you and I get together for your orientation. But I'll be here at the office Saturday as well. If anybody needs to work on any of their systems and go over anything with orientation. But other than that, just wanted to that was our quick lead gen mastermind for today. Statistical leveraging different platforms for statistical updates. Our next one is probably going to be the first week of March for our lead gen and mastermind. We'll have it. We're actually going to expand it a little bit. We have some guest speakers. Rich, who you know from Navigator. We're going to be talking about setting up investment seminars or lead generation for investors. And we're going to have a couple guest speakers talking about private money, investors, hard money lending, and also 1031 exchanges. So
Awesome.
February's lead gen will be geared towards getting investors. All right, guys, I appreciate your time. As always, if you need anything, just give me a shout.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.